All right, guys, happy Friday, February 2nd. I cannot believe that we're already here in February. So, first and foremost, I'm coming to you excited, coming to you full of energy as always. And I'm coming to you guys with a grateful heart. I want to say thank you for liking my post that I posted yesterday. I let everybody in. I told a vulnerable story. I wasn't hoping to get tons of shares, but that touched a lot of people, and a lot of people reached out to me. And you never know what content or what you're going to say that's actually going to hit with somebody and make them think about their own life or be more appreciative or be more grateful. So keep posting, keep creating, and you never know what somebody's going to hold on to. So I just want to say thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the stuff. My mom cried. She called me, and it meant the world to her. She's like, you inspire me to tell my own story, even though I'm ashamed of things that I've done in my past. I'm like, Mom, it's all right. It's the past. You're a great mom now, and you are a great grandma. And that's all a guy can ask for. I can either try to live in the past and harbor all the stuff that I went through, or I could choose to just love my mom and move forward in life. And that's what I choose to do. And I don't harbor and I don't hold on, and nor do I resent. And the moment I was able to do that, I was able to be more free and have a better relationship with my mom. So I just want to say thank you guys. So let's do this. I want to first and foremost welcome some of our guests. I see some first timers here. I see some faces that I've never seen. So Marissa, I want to say thank you for being here. Any other guests that are on the line? Vita, this is your second time. Thanks for being here. Marissa, thank you. My hope is this, that you take at least one thing away from this session that you can apply in your life and business. So thank you for being here. And let's go to, who am I going to go to? I always have someone bring us out on the field on these calls. So it's going to be Michael Swanson. Michael Swanson, let's go over to you because you're front and center. You're right on the left side of my camera or my screen. I'm going to go to you to bring us out on the field.
I can always feel it when you're about to call me. I don't know. I just uh, but it's Friday, man. It's the end of the week. Don't slow down. Let's close the week out. A lot of action, a lot of work. Get those appointments, get on those phones, whatever you need to do to close your week out. Let's do it. So everybody rock.
That's right. That's right, my man. I love it. So, you guys, we're going to talk about a couple different things today. We're going to talk about reps, but what I want to do is I want to talk about January. Obviously, we just wrapped up the first month of the year. Now, you're either super proud, you're super stoked, you have tremendous momentum right now, or you're still not doing the things that you promised yourself that you were going to do. And that's an internal conversation that you need to have. And if you need some support and some additional coaching, obviously, I'm always going to be here for you. But let's start it off on a very positive note. I need 3 to 5 people to volunteer to share with me and share with the group, and for future people that will see these recordings, what are some things that you've implemented in your life and business in just January that you're super proud of? So let's just reflect for a couple minutes. I need 3 to 5 people to grab the mic and share what they were able to accomplish, what they're stoked on, momentum they have in their business, wins, all of that stuff. So who's going to be up to share with me the wins for January? All right, cool. I have Blessing. I'm not going to go on until I get a couple more. So Blessing, who else? Who wants to share with me wins, accomplishment, and things that they're stoked on from the month of January? All right, so Blessing. All right, Will, Otis, Michael. All right, cool. And let's get one more just to have one more in the queue. I'll wait for that person. If not, I'll just choose that person. All right, cool. Blessing, let's hit them with it. Blessing, what are you stoked about? What were you able to accomplish? Life, business, everything. Let's go. Hit them.
So I have implemented being at the gym every single day before 5 a.m. and posting it to keep myself accountable. I am absolutely loving the clarity that I have and starting my day strong. Obviously, the physical gains are there, and I'm so stoked. But the strength and the discipline that it's given me to look at my business with no fear, because I'm already in a state of I'm already winning. So going to my business, making my calls, having my appointments, and just flowing through my day has started simply because of my commitment to my early workouts. And it's something that I can see myself doing consistently for the future, just because of the lightness that I feel in everything now.
Oh, I love this. All right, so let's talk physically. What are the things that you notice in your body, jawline, arms? I don't know what it is. Like, what have you noticed in your own physical that like you're like, ooh, I see that. Is it a tricep? Is your so what is it? Tell us. I want to know.
Bro, I can see my collarbone again. I can see my collarbone and my upper abs. Yeah, those are peaking, and I get I get a little out of control when I can see like the hint of an ab. So the fact that it's coming in, but my legs are thinner. But so here's the real reason. I was heavy to the point where I could feel it in my heart. My circulation is so like I feel literally like blood is flowing, like I'm warm. I feel the energy, just the flow of being healthy again and being able to breathe. That's really why I'm doing it. Like the hike, I was so winded, like ridiculously winded. That's why I was so quiet, making it seem like I was a pro. I couldn't breathe. So now my goal is to run a mile every single day straight, no stopping. So I'm at like a 4.2 as far as speed doing my mile, and I'm not winded. So like that's what I'm working towards. Like I just physically am healthier.
Wow, I absolutely love this. Let's give her some love. Let's give her some light. Let's give her some emojis, a round of applause, whatever it is you got for her. But let's send that type of energy, because that's 1 month. And look at how she feels. Listen to how she sounds. And the fact that like it's helping her in business. And she said something that really stood out to me. But let me pause for a second. I'm gonna go to my second screen right now. I got a second screen of people. Nobody has their camera on. I just want to encourage you. I want to take a quick pause. We're sharing some really good shit here today. I want to encourage you to just get on camera, be here, be present, and show up for your brothers and sisters on the call. It's not for me, it's for them, and it's for yourself. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. But facing the fear, here's the thing, you guys, and I'm going to let you in. I'm scared every single day. I'm scared that I'm going to let you down. I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to show up. I'm just scared. No matter what, I'm scared to get on these calls. I'm scared to speak on stages. I'm always scared, but I never let it hold me back. Never let it hold me back. And that's something that we all need to look at ourselves and say, have I, over the course of just this last month, have I allowed fear to stand in my way of me taking any type of action, whether it's the gym, whether it's the mic, whether it's these calls, whether it's with my consumers, whatever it is. Like I'm scared every single day and I'm nervous every single day, but I will never allow that to stand in my way, just like blessing and blessing. I love the message, love the sentiment. Let's go Will, then we'll go Otis, then we'll go Jeff, then we'll go Michael, and anybody else that wants to share wins from January. Let's go Will. Oh, and Brady.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning from Tahoe. It's been a pretty interesting week, actually. Talking about things that we implemented and kind of goals for the month. I popped onto a call maybe about a month ago and said that I was recovered. Maybe 2 months ago, and said that I had recovered from my injuries that I'd sustained this year and was getting after my stuff. And it is no bullshit. I was in a bad car crash about 2 or 3 weeks later after that. So it took me about a month to recover, and I had promised myself a dry January, and I had fun with our team members in Oakland for our top producer dinner, and kind of was enjoying numbing some back pain with bourbon. And a few weeks ago, I decided to get on my track, even though I was late with my dry January. So it's a couple of weeks, completely clean blood, feeling fucking amazing. In a groove where I'm meditating twice a day, back in the gym, really focused on healing, eating high vibrational foods, and kind of in the middle of a 7-day water fast now of water, coffee, and tea. So really detoxing and feeling great. So that's been great. It's giving me the energy to get in the gym. I'm on 5 workouts this week, super dialed in work, and just kind of, it's super cool. Like I had not been in a lot of these morning meetings for a while, and I'd lost a lot of my mojo in the last 6 months. But popping on to the one last week that I was on, Elias was pounding on content, and I had to get real with myself. I was like, man, I'm seeing all of these powerful agents in our company doing these dope videos, and I'm just not taking advantage of it. And when the call wrapped, I went down to the lake and popped my tripod out and kind of told the world. I was like, hey, a lot of you guys are seeing music come out of me. It's my art form, singer songwriter and doing some music stuff. But I didn't want people to think, because of so much music content, that I had shifted off of my goal, which is selling properties and doing development, and have actually been pretty hard at work on doing some workforce housing. And I spoke with Anna at our top producers dinner, and it kind of rekindled some fire, Anna Pacheco, and we started turning some gears on potentially getting a project done. And I spoke about it on that Instagram video. And to even hear me talk about housing, you had to hear me talk about music for about 45 seconds. There were hours and hours of watch time on that video.
Yeah.
And it was just so rad. I was meditating yesterday morning. I'm kind of trying to will manifest a little differently these days and not say I'm going to be this guy one day, but I said I am the man now that is finding the funding now for this project finally to get done. And it is no bullshit. An hour later, someone called and said, I watched your video. It touched me. I just did crowdfunding for 11,000 people for transcendental meditation in India, and they asked how they can help serve humanity. Please send me a contract and a commission structure so that I can fundraise for your affordable housing. I think I can get all of your projects funded.
Yeah.
And the truth out of it is, if I hadn't tuned into this call, it's just no bullshit. Had I not tuned into the call, had I not felt like I was kind of behind the 8 ball to everybody, and that if I saw Elias next week, he'd get on my ass if I hadn't done something, I probably wouldn't have shot the videos. So for those of you guys that are new in the company, I'm an old head, man. I'm 43. I've been doing this shit for 17 years now, but it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game. Having these accountability partners and seeing what people are doing in this company is just, it's awe inspiring, man. Get after your week, guys.
I love it. I love it. Well, then if you're old, Cap, bro, what does that make me? I'm 44. I'm older than you. But check it out, you guys. Let's talk about this for a second. So I'm 44 years old. My journey, check it out, my journey in content creation, and you guys, I'm not an expert at this. I'm just consistent, right? That just started 4 years ago, right? And so like becoming tech savvy just started a few years ago. And so it's never too late to become a content creator. And I've made so many great relationships, had so many great opportunities, been able to build this brand, build my own brand because of social media. So you guys, when I wave the flag of social media, when I push you guys to get your name, your image, your thoughts out there, I believe in it so much because I've done it. I've done it myself. So I appreciate that. Let's go, Otis. Let's go, Jeff. Let's go, Michael. Let's go, Brandy. Let's go, Jacob. So let's go, Otis. It's good to see you, baby boy. I love seeing you guys hang out.
Oh man, right on. Thank you.
And everything. Let's go.
Hopefully he behaves. God bless you, Will. It's all hard for us. We all have our things that we try to, nurture ourselves back together, and sometimes we have our bumps. But the fact that you're owning it, man, just God bless you, brother, and keep it up. He touched on a bunch of things that I wanted to talk about, and one of them obviously was social media. Since the very first time it was putting down to us, like I've always had this thing, like I can do that. I need to learn how to be a realtor first and foremost, and it took me a long time. And I think I just started running with it and never really looked back. It wasn't really until I had a talk with Kenny and Elias recently that I realized where I was really lacking, and it made so much sense because I see so many of you guys, killing social media, getting leads and doing so well. And just the trajectory that you guys are on. And it was just something that is built inside of me. I have this thing inside of me. When someone tells me that I can't do it, I just throw the finger up and just try to just do it my way. And I've been doing it, but I know that I can be 10 times better agent if I just got in line. So I'm finding myself getting in line these days. I am really happy about the TBA's launch. I was trying to get it funded, but I looked myself in the mirror and said, you know what? If I can't make this shit go myself, then I don't need to be asking anybody to help me fund it. So I bet it on me. I put a few stacks down on me and partnered up with SF Gate and the Chronicle, and things are going to start looking really pretty good into Q2, Q3. But it was for me having to really have that sit down with the bosses and get my ass handed to me and figure out, I need to start doing these things if I really, really want to be successful. And it's crazy because I can do them in my sleep. I can negotiate. I mean, I can network like crazy. And it's not that I haven't been wanting to come into the buildings or anything like that. It's just, I've just been so focused on getting these escrows in. But you can do that and as well as put yourself out there in places like that. So I'm going to be all over the place pretty soon. And I can't do nothing but thank all my brothers and sisters because I got the invitation and it's an honor, to be on this huge ass team and to be highlighted. for the second time, and I wanted to continue to do that. So I know I have to fall in line and start doing these things to make myself a better realtor, not only for myself, my family, but for my clients. So
Man.
don't rock the boat. You know, they got this shit in place for a reason. And if you're hesitant like me, don't be. You know what I mean? You could still do well, but I want to be doing great. I want to be doing awesome. So I've been putting myself out there on camera, putting myself out there. I'm shredding. I got my accountability partner, who is my business partner, just sent me a content thing. So I'm shooting for a sports network. I'm shooting for my cannabis show, and I'm shooting for TBA. That way I'm doing 3 times a day. I'm doing 3 pieces for each one, and we're pushing it out there, and things are looking good. So keep dreaming, keep doing whatever you want, and it's possible, but you just got to have a roadmap. And, you know, I can't say enough. Thank you to Team Fast. Thank you to Kenny, and thank you, Elias, for, you know, what you guys built, because I mean, we have over 275 people. So if you're doing something right to get recognized, you have to, you know, keep doing it or else you won't. So I just want to say thank you to you guys, man.
Well, thank you. And I don't know if you remember the first Beverly Hills Cop, #1, classic movie. And he tells his boss, he's like, hey man, because he got chewed out. He's like, you still got some ass back there. So Otis, you still got some ass back there. So you might have got chewed out a little bit, bro, but you still got some ass. All right. So let's go to Michael. Michael, rapid fire, my man. I want to make sure to get to everybody and give them their space. So Michael, what's 1, 2 things that you're truly, truly proud of from January? Let's go.
All right, so I'm not sure if it was either right before the New Year's or right after the New Year's. It was on a coaching call, and you had asked what was our one word to describe 2024, and my word was resilience. And so I'm not a super spiritual guy, but I do believe in God, and I think He's testing me with that word, and so, you know, that word I picked. And so I'm happy that I've been able to overcome some things already at the beginning of 2024. 2 weeks ago, I got into a car accident, totaled my car. Last week, my wife's engine goes out, you know, and so previously, you know, that shit would have took me out. It would have took 2 weeks, would have put me 2 weeks behind. I would have been scrambling. But regardless of that, I still been busting on the phones. I still been staying live on social media, trying to stay in front of people, trying to make sure I get my 8 to 10 stories in every day. And I was able to get a listing appointment on Monday. And so that fired me up. You know, it just let me know that regardless of what's going on around me, as long as I stay focused, as long as I keep pushing and you know, and stay to it, that this year is going to be the year that I said it was going to be. So I'm just
Yes. Man, I love that. I love that. Now, and I didn't know that was your word. Maybe it told me, but now that I know, like, that's your word, like, you know, I'll be there in your corner, my man. And I'm glad you're okay. You know, cars, you can get different cars, but I'm just glad that you're okay, bro. And like, you had the mindset to say, you know what, it's all right. We're gonna weather the storm. We're gonna get through it, and I'm gonna be resilient. So, my man, absolutely love it. Let's go, Jeff, and then we'll go Brandy, and we'll go Jacob, and then we'll shift gears in the conversation. Let's go, Jeff.
All right. So a couple things in January. One, if you guys remember back in September, I had kind of committed to getting back on the bike and getting a little more exercise. So that's been going well. Fourth quarter was good. Extended that into January and still going strong on that. So great, feeling good about that. Second one is, and I talked to, we had breakouts, I think, well, probably end of December. I know Blessing was in that. And one of the things I committed to was dry January, like Will was talking about. And honestly, I had tried it once before with my wife. She does it a few years ago, and I cheated. I did pretty good, but I cheated. This year I didn't. And honestly, it's a little scary. But it's probably the longest I've gone, 31 days without having a drink since I was probably a sophomore, junior in high school, honestly. I mean, not that I drink that much, but I mean, 31 days, going that long. So, and it was awesome. I mean, it was good, very reassuring for me because it wasn't that hard, honestly. It was pretty easy. So, and then social media wise, again, Elias, you, everybody on this call, of course, Christina and Ashley, and other people on the team that I work with, Marcelina, are so great at it that I've committed to myself, but other people more importantly, at least 2 reels a week, one personal, in one business. So that was why, you saw that reel that I shared about Floyd and, what we had gone through with him this week is just, a lot of times I don't think people want to know that, but it turns out after I posted it, they do, and they care.
So Jeff, let me ask you a quick question. How many people,
Yeah.
if you like on an average, how many people reached out about your dog?
Oh my gosh, I think I got probably, just on that post, I probably got 30 or 40 comments. And yeah, and a lot of them are, a fair amount were family, but some were people I hadn't heard from in a long time. I mean, I don't know, months, years. So it just does show me in, I don't know, strength in my, people do care. I was talking to Ashley about it, just that vulnerability, putting that out there. So, those are the things that I'm working on and committing to myself and all of you guys, and being here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday when I can. So it's been a good start to the year.
Man, I absolutely love it. And I didn't even know you had the dog, and I didn't know how you really even looked without glasses on, if I'm being real with you. But then I felt I got a little bit closer with you. And then I knew the
Yeah.
dog. And so, like you let us all in. And I think too, we all have to like evaluate our relationship with social media. Oftentimes people say, like, well, I don't like social media, it's not good for me. Well, you have to ask yourself, like, what is my relationship that I have with social media right now? And a really good way to look at this. So if you go to your Instagram and you just hit the spyglass. Now, the spyglass is your Explorer page, and it's going to show you all the things that you're looking at, what you're typically most drawn to and interested in. And you should look at that and be able to be like, do I have a positive relationship with social media, or am I just digesting a bunch of fucking garbage that's not doing anything for me? Right? It's just you look at your Explorer page, and it'll give you a really good indication of your type of relationship that you have with social media right now. And oftentimes we just have to change the narrative of how we're connecting with what actual social media is. And I think Otis has been a clear indication of like he's changing his relationship with the platform. So Jeff, really good seeing you and seeing that side of you. Let's go Brandy, let's go Jacob, and then Otis, I think you had another hand up. I'll get to you briefly. Let's go Brandy. I'm glad your hair worked out. You were doing your hair during this. It turned wonderful. Let's go.
I gotta take a chance of those moments, multitasking. So in January, my whole theme, and I don't know where I read it somewhere, was creating a reality that you love. And I realized, obviously, for my situation, it was never a reality that I would have chose. And so coming into the new year, my words were trust and rest. And kind of just trusting the process, because I've been on this process and this journey, and now I'm here in real estate, or trying to be in real estate. And I'm just like, okay, let's trust the process and let's create a reality that you love. So that's like being straight up honest with yourself and check, like, there's some days where I'm like, do I like this? No, why don't I like this? And finding those answers. And it's funny that your post yesterday was about your why. Is my January has been working up to being really honest with myself about my why and my reason and my purpose and my passion. And I had to do some really hard things. So things that I celebrated in January, I wanted to celebrate passing my exam in January, but it's going to be put off till February. But I'm trusting the process. But I've had to have like hard conversation with my with my oldest, about our situation, and telling her things that I didn't think I would have to say. And it was the most beautiful and amazing experience ever. And my wins are, we had parent teacher conferences, and all my children are doing amazing for kids that are grieving the loss of their father and watching their mom, and just they don't get 100% of my time because I'm divided everywhere. And I had to have a conversation with them. Hey, mommy's studying for my exam, guys. Like, I got to lock myself in the closet in my room, kind of thing. And the fact that they're handling it like my daughter will bring me treats. My son sits and reads my study book. So, I mean, for me, that's like amazing wins. So yeah, so hopefully February we'll be celebrating passing my exam. So
But here's the thing, you guys, like Brandy and I have met a couple of times. We actually met through my wife. I think it was a post or something, like a mom's group or something like that. And so been able to kind of watch some of her journey over the last few months. But think about like the resilience and what she's had to go through. So she has 5 children and she lost her husband. And like she's finding her way, finding her voice, getting into a new world, a new community, making new relationships. And she's figuring out a lot of stuff as she goes along. But no matter what, like she's keeping her head high, she's having those tough conversations with her children. And so for me, I'm just going to speak personally, like you're a pillar of strength. And for the people that are on this call, I'm hoping that strength is felt amongst this call, and for the people that will see this in the future, because it takes so much strength to be able to hold your head up high, to be there for the children, and take on a new endeavor in spite of everything that you've been through in the last year and a half. And so Brandy, you got all the love and support from me, from the people on this call. So you guys, let's shed some light, some love, some emojis, all those things, because you got a community that will back you and will be here for you every step of the way. So Brandy, I appreciate you letting us in. Jacob, let's go to you. And then Nicole, I'll come back to you in a few minutes because I want to shift gears. So Jacob, let's go.
Hey guys, that was really inspirational. That's a lot of strength right there from Brandy. So I just want to tip my hat to you, and I'm praying for you, and I hope you're doing good. One win that I had from January personally was going to the gym every single day. I went 14 days in a row, which ended up making a little injury inside my rib. So I haven't been like in the past couple of days, but something that I'm gonna get back to once my rib heals. And a business win I had is just being comfortable and trying to just be myself and being comfortable and making content on Instagram. And because I've never been a real big social media person or like talking on the mic or anything, so it's something new for me, and it feels like it's getting easier. So that's a win.
I love it. And look at you now. You're talking on the mic, right? It's like,
Yeah.
this is the platform that can help you in so many different ways. And so I appreciate that. And Nicole, I will not forget you. I'll come back to you in a couple minutes, but you guys, no matter what, you have to write down these 2 words, write down consistent and committed. And what I mean by that is when you write down consistent, I want you to put a scale of 1 to 5. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the month of January, if you had to rank your consistency, where would you rank yourself, right? Were you at a 5 in regards to your personal life, your business, your social media, your follow-up game, right? Like, where would you rank yourself? And then committed, same thing, 1 to 5. How committed have you actually been? And I think those 2 coincide perfectly. So you have to ask yourself, am I a 2? Am I a 1? And if so, I got to make some changes. You guys, we're in the month of February. You should be already focused on what you're going to launch for Valentine's Day. I know that there's Galentine's events. Shit, do a Palentine's event. There is speed dating happening in our office in Jack London. But like, this is a message of love. And this is a moment to express love, to talk about love, to do funny things about love, to make some real cool stuff about love. Like, this is the month where we could really, really lean in to, to the 14th. So have some fun with this month. But I want to talk to you guys about reps, and I'm going to ask 3 people to get on the mic in just a minute, and they don't know who they are, but I will pick on them. Vernon, it might be you. But anyways, you didn't even know. So I saw something the other day, and I wanted to share it with you because I think that it's really, really important. And you guys, I don't think that it's going to come to you as a surprise, and some of you have seen these stats. So I wanted to talk to you about Steph Curry for a moment. Tony Robbins created a video the other day, and he talked about some of Steph Curry's stats and the preparation. And I believe that if any of you are trying to get better at being a listing agent, a buyer's agent, being better on social media, follow posts, all that, that is all a body of work that needs consistency, and it needs some practice behind the scenes. I called Vernon the other day, yesterday, about Silas. He's starting out in baseball, and he's like, listen, you got to get a net, and you got to set it up in the garage if you can't do it outside because it's cold, and just get him in the garage and do 500 hits a day. Just get him used to just hitting the ball. Let's not work on technique right now. Let's just get him doing the reps. And so it kind of coincided with my messaging because Steph Curry, for the people that don't know, Steph Curry every single day takes 500 practice shots. Now, 500 practice shots just shooting 3-pointers. That's 3,500 shots every single week. That's 14,000 every single month. That's 168,000 shots per year. And over the last 15 years, he has shot 2.520 shots in practice. Now check this out. In his career, he has only taken 15,000 shots and he's made over 3,557, and he is the greatest from the three-pointers in history. Now, less than 0.1% of his shots show up in actual games, right? Let me say that one more time. Less than 0.1% of his shots show up in actual games. So once again, we are rewarded in public for what we practice on hours and hours and hours in private. It leads me to the next part of my conversation. What I want to know, and I want to hear, and I want to have a couple people maybe get on the mic and share, is I want to know, as soon as you guys have an opportunity to call a buyer that's interested in purchasing a home in whatever city, whatever community, I don't care, what does that first call sound like? And the reason why I'm going to push these three people, and hopefully Vernon, that's you first, the reason why I'm going to push these three people is I want to actually hear what you guys are saying, because if you've done the reps, if you've done the Steph Curry, if you've practiced, if you know the cadence, the sequence, the flow, the type of questions that you're going to ask, then it shouldn't be a challenge, no matter if it's here, no matter if it's with the group, or no matter when you get on the phone call. You're fucking ready for the game. When the time comes and Steph Curry gets the ball, all of us are putting money that he's making that shot. He's making that shot because the reps were done behind the scenes. So it's Action Friday. I want to do something a little bit different. I need three people to volunteer, and I'm going to volunteer Vernon, because I spent a lot of time with Vernon. Vernon, I want you to take us through an initial buyer, not a buyer's consultation. You got a lead. They're saying, you know what, hey, I'm thinking about purchasing a home. You're calling them and you're doing a little bit of a discovery. I want to know what questions you're asking, what flow, and also how are you capturing notes from that conversation, because we'll talk about the follow-up after that. But how does that conversation go for you, Vernon, when you're on that very first call with the potential buyer? Do you feel you cool with role playing with me on this?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. I'm actually going to have, let's see who is sitting down. I know Ro will be easier on you. I'm going to go this way. Ro, I'm going to have you be the consumer. You're thinking about purchasing a house, whatever city you live in, you hit them with that. But Vernon, you got the lead from a friend. You're calling this person. It all got set up via text message so that she's expecting this call. Now you're doing your discovery to finding out how you can truly, truly serve her, and finding out about her needs, her wants, her cares, dislikes, all that stuff on that initial call. I want to hear your initial call. You ready?
Sure.
Ro, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's run it back. Go.
Good morning, Ro. This is Vernon. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. How are you this morning?
I'm doing just fine. How are you? I was expecting your call.
I'm doing outstanding. Expectation. Hope that I can meet that. Ro, I got referred to you by my colleague, Elias. I understand that you are in the market looking to purchase a home. Wanted to have a conversation with you around that to just learn some specifics and how it is that I can be of assistance to you to accomplish your home ownership goals. Ro, what cities are you looking in?
You know, I'm living in Hayward now, but I'm open to probably anywhere in Alameda County.
Okay.
You know, I'm renting right now. You know, I'm a first-time home buyer, a little nervous about the process.
You know, I want to applaud you first and foremost for taking a leap of faith and stepping out of rentership into the home ownership club. For a first-time home buyer, it can be somewhat nerve-wracking, but I want to assure you that I am committed to walking with you step by step to kind of simplify the process, relieve a lot of the anxiety that you may be experiencing, embarking upon this journey for the first time. I heard you say that you are interested in staying in the Alameda County area. Love that region of the Bay Area. Now, what I'd like to know a little bit more from you is exactly what your needs are in terms of a property profile in Alameda County.
Well, I have a large dog, so it'd be great to have a fenced-in yard. She likes to escape. And, you know, to be nearby walking trails and, you know, a dog-friendly neighborhood. In terms of the property itself, 2-bedroom, you know, 1 bath, you know, something small. It's just me and the dog. And somewhere safe, you know, somewhere safe. If it's walkable, that would be even better, or I don't have to get into the car and go everywhere.
Right.
You know, I want to look around and see what's available, you know, get a good sense of what's available.
Yeah, I applaud you for that, Rose. Safety is paramount, and I'm assuming since you have a big dog, he ensures that your safety is his his or her number one priority. So,
Yeah, she's useless. So, yeah, that's why I have an alarm system. But anyway,
well, hopefully her useless self has a big bark, right? At least we can kind of deflect the potential intruders by the size and the sound of the bark, right?
there you
So
go. There you go.
I'm feeling you there. So what you need is something small, simply for you, has some type of a gated yard, whether it's in the front or the back. I'm not looking for anything more than a 2-bedroom, or is that what you need as in comparison to what you want? So it's 2-bedroom, you like your bare minimum that you're looking for?
Well, it really depends on what I can afford, right? I really am looking to pay no more than, say, $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
You know, including my taxes, insurance, all of that. So it really will depend on what is available and what I can afford.
Okay.
So if I could get something more than that, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, hey, great. Yeah, so I really need to explore that a bit more.
Absolutely. And I think that we have several options in the area, that market, that will keep you within your affordability range of about 3,500. Now, Ro, let me get a little more specific with you. Are you open to a condominium or a townhome? Are you looking for a standalone single family residence? Help me pinpoint for you exactly the property type that you're looking for.
You know, I may be open to a condo. The issue is just the outdoor space I'll need for the dog. So I would really want to start with single family residence first and then see. So it really would depend on the type of condo complex. If there was outdoor space, and prefer one that was smaller, not with like 200 units or something like that.
Of course.
So yeah, maybe starting with just a detached home first, and then maybe looking to condos if something fits. You know, if something is a good fit for me.
Okay, Ro, what I'd like to do are two things. I just set up your home search profile. We use a very state-of-the-art, engages in real-time home search tool, and it's called Real Scout. Super user-friendly. You leverage it like, you access it like a social media platform, right? So what I've done is I just put your housing criteria, 2-bedroom minimum, getting an idea of where you want to be within the Alameda County market. So what you can do is you'll accept the invitation to Real Scout, and what it does is it's going to send you properties that are on the market or just recently hit the market that may be of interest to you. As you're getting these email notifications, Ro, you simply scroll through like we do Facebook or Instagram. You double tap on one that you like, one that you prefer to see. And what that does is it communicates to me via technology exactly what it is you're looking for and properties of interest. What I'm also doing, and when we conclude this call, you'll see that that invite link in your email. But what I'd also like to do is I'm putting together my showing schedule for this weekend. What's your availability for this weekend to actually get out into that Alameda County market as we put together some initial property profiles that we can get out into the market to see? That way we'll be able to fine tune exactly what you're looking for, but then also give us an opportunity to get out and see what's available for you. What's your availability look like on Saturday?
I'm available after 11 on
After
Saturday
11.
and Sunday. Yeah.
Outstanding, outstanding. So
Vernon, excuse me. I'm gonna pause you right there because this has been absolute fire and job well done. Let me
I
ask
was
you.
getting into the groove, coach.
No, hey, we're grooving. Okay, cool. Then
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your teachable moment.
I have enough. I think the group has enough, and we're gonna go on and on throughout the next couple weeks on this. But Vernon, let me ask you a question. You've done a really good job of discovering. We're gonna go back to that in a second, but based on everything, she said she wants to meet you. She's down to go for the appointment. What happens next?
Well,
Like,
what I would do,
what's the very next thing that happens?
yeah, I'd set an appointment for a buyer's consultation. If we're talking on the phone, she's already open to going out and showing this weekend. We've set up the Real Scout piece. I think for me, I've hit the appointment, I've hit the location, I've hit the motivation. And so now I kind of want to get a face-to-face interaction with her and set a buyer's consultation appointment where we can kind of run down what her expectations are, what she can expect going into the home buying process. Once I've locked in the appointment, set up her Real Scout, now we're going to do a consultation.
All right, so let me ask a further question. So are you showing her the house first, since she said, yeah, I'm down to go see some houses this weekend, because we led with that? And then are you booking the buyer's consultation once you've met her face to face?
Absolutely, absolutely. I prefer to book the buyer's consultation after the initial in-person meeting, because I always feel that I'm more engaging in person. And
Yep.
so with the presentation, with the flow and all the visuals and all that stuff, that pretty much adds credibility to me when we're working with a client just off a cold referral, or a warm handoff, if you will. So
Yep.
yeah, lock in the appointment, set up her Real Scout, meet her in person, see some properties, get an idea of what she's looking for, then set the buyer's consultation, then go into pre-approval, loan, all that stuff.
Cool, wonderful. So, so sorry, I just let Dennis in. Vernon, you just get off the phone with her, you hang it up. She's down to commit to seeing some houses on Saturday. What's the very next thing that you send her? Obviously, she's gotten her Real Scout invite. Is it a text? Is it a video? Is it an email? Is it a calendar invite? Or is it a combination of all of those? What is
It's
the
it's a combination of those. I always follow up with a recap email, right? And so I've got a format that I use that kind of lists out everything that we've talked about. It sets our appointment. It reminds her of Real Scout. It's just a recap email of what we just discussed, setting the appointment at the base of the email, and then I'm looking forward to meeting her in person. Of course, we'll schedule the buyer's consultation before we leave each other's presence at the conclusion of showing her those properties. And then the ball rolls from there. Buyer's consultation, connecting her with the lender, learning if she's pre-approved, all that cool stuff.
Wonderful. Do you guys think it would be helpful to see Vernon's recap email? Raise your hand, give me an emoji if it would be helpful for you to see Vernon's recap email. Vernon, if you can, go into a recap email, highlight that, put into a Google Doc, and then put that Google Doc down in the chat if you can do that, if you wouldn't mind doing it for me. So you guys, system flow. Now, a couple things I want to share, or a couple takeaways. I'm gonna turn the mic to you guys. So 3 things I want you guys to write down is words, tone, and body. Now, words only comprise 7% of the whole entire communication process, but tone makes up 38% of the whole entire communication process. And then body is 55%. Now, mind you, this is a phone call, so he's not really, she can't see him. However, when he was expressing and saying certain words, how was his body moving? How was his body moving? Or was he like this? Yeah, no, so Ro, yeah, so Saturday, yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. No. He was involved in the conversation with his body. So even though she can't see it, they can't see it. They're still experiencing when your shoulders are back, when your head is up, and when you are excited about the words that you were speaking about. Now let's talk about tone. What was the tone that you got from Vernon when he spoke? Anybody, go ahead and just take yourselves off of mute. We'll just have an open conversation. What was the tone that you heard from him? What comes to mind? What did you feel as soon as he was asking questions? What was the tone?
Confident.
Confident, expert. What else? Excited, ready.
I believed him.
You believed him. Why did you believe him?
Like you said, his tone, how he was engaged. He seemed like he knew what he was talking about. He seemed like he was excited to help.
He was
Totally.
convincing.
Totally. Did he sound prepared?
Yep.
Yes.
He sound prepared, right? Now, he talked about the needs, the dog, the bath, the safety. He leveraged the fact that she said that she had a big ass dog that wasn't going to scare anybody, but he leaned into that to build what? To build that relationship and to build rapport. I thought that his follow-up was really good. his explanation of Real Scout was really good, and then fine tuning it. And then as soon as he asked for the appointment, I saw Ashley go like this, right? I saw Ashley say, okay, so wonderful. I got all this information. I know what we're going to do. Here's what we do next. I think you did a really good job at that. Kaleem, what did you hear? What were some thoughts? Go ahead. I saw your hand up. Let's hear from you.
Vernon sounded very sincere, and anything she said, he repeated it back to her in his own words, showing that he was knowledgeable. And it sounded like he has worked with similar clients, like as Roger, that's how you say your name, how Roger needs were, which will make any buyer or seller feel very comfortable, because I felt he was giving her completely undivided attention, and he was repeating everything she was saying in his own words. At the same time, he was adding more information, like he knew what he was talking about.
God, I absolutely love this. You guys, one thing that you'll hear, and one thing that we all need to practice on, is that when we get on phone calls, there's obviously nerves that we have to learn how to settle our nerves. What happens as salespeople, and let's not get it twisted, we're all salespeople in this game. As salespeople, oftentimes we're trying to think about the next thing to say before the consumer, i.e. Ro, is done even speaking what she's actually going to say. Our gears are running because we think we have the next best thing to say. There's so much power, and Ro said something. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I want to take a mental note. That pause allows a consumer to think like they're actually present in what I'm saying versus not concerned about what they have to say, right? And that, you guys, will build so much better relationships because people will feel that you are involved in the conversation for them, not for yourself. And those pauses to make sure I understand are a powerful way for you to build a connection. And I think Vernon did a really good job at that. Let's go Ashley, let's go Jacob, and then I'm gonna go to Ro. Go ahead, Ash.
That was fire, Vernon. That was so good. And there was some hidden things in there that he did intentionally that I just kind of wanted to bring to the surface. Immediately right off the bat, he used match talk. He said, oh, you were expecting. I hope I can rise to that expectation. He used match talk, and he built that rapport and a little bit of laughability right off the bat to kind of set the tone for the conversation. And then he noted, okay, she's a nervous first-time home buyer. I need to enhance her self-esteem. And on several occasions, he actively enhanced her self-esteem. She said something about that, and he said, I'm first of all, I'm so proud of you for taking this step. And he's bringing her out of that nervousness and making her feel safe in that conversation. That's everything. If you can make someone feel safe in the conversation with you, then you can guide them appropriately from all the knowledge that you have in your toolbox.
God, I absolutely love that. You guys remember this, write this down. Consumers will borrow your confidence until it becomes theirs. Consumers will borrow your confidence until it becomes theirs, right? Sometimes people are scared, they're trepidatious, they just don't know. So they're leaning to you to guide them, to serve them, to provide them with elevated levels of confidence until they say, you know what? Thank you so much. I'm good. I'm ready. Here's my terms for my next offer. They're going to borrow it until it becomes theirs. So let's go really quick over to Jacob. I'll come back to Otis in just a second. And then I want to hear from Ro. I want to hear what your experience was as a consumer. Let's go, Jacob. Rapid fire.
So I think he did a really good job. I'm taking some notes, and what I got from it is, one, he was mirroring their feelings. Like, he was acknowledging the buyer's feelings. He heard their needs. He asked questions to understand their preferences, and he also gave them like a brief plan of what's going to be going on in the future, so they feel relaxed and at ease. And he used good body language as he was talking, moving his hands to make sure he was energetic and alive. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
So I'm so glad that you said this. When I first started my career a long time ago as a public speaker, I listened to a video that dissected the presidential debate between, I think it was Nixon and JFK at that time. Yeah. And so if you would have listened to that on the radio, you would have given it to Nixon.
Yep.
But if you watched it and you watched the body language and how they brought words to life, then obviously you would have given that debate to JFK. And so even though you're not seeing, or she's not seeing him, you can feel that when you're expressing words through your body language. That's why it's so important to understand how the communication process is broken down. So Jacob, really cool way, or really great job identifying that. Ro, let's go to you really quick. Tell me about your experience, what that felt like as a consumer, and then we'll go to Otis and then we'll start to wrap.
What I really liked about it, just as you said, his energy and his tone was really positive. Like, we're going to make this happen. He clarified. He was listening, and I knew that because he was kind of clarifying, this is what I heard, and then offering other options. So I can serve you better. What other things might you be interested in? Say a condo, or are you looking for a single family home? You know, what's your price? That kind of thing was really helpful. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, okay, let's meet and I'm just going to show you what I want to show you. I really want to understand what you need. And then just linking to Real Scout right away. I saw him as a resource, like, oh, wow, you know, I'm going to start getting some things that are going to be helpful to me. And the fact that, hey, let's meet this weekend. Let's not wait. Let's get on this. I think that was, you know, I felt encouraged and confident that this person was competent and was the right kind of the right person to help me with this.
God, I love that. And you guys can check out the file down below. The file is in the chat. It is this here. It is a full recap of his conversation that he had with this consumer. And you guys, there is something powerful in being able to do this. Here's how this goes. The discovery is all the questions that he was just asking Ro. I want to find out a little bit more about you so I can see if I can help you and make sure I understand your needs, wants, and desires in home ownership, right? He just clearly just stated that. So that's an intent statement. Now he's going to do his discovery. Now, based on his discovery, he's going to do a discovery confirmation. I just want to make sure that I understood you, Ro, and I didn't miss anything. You said this, the cat, the dog, the yard, front or back, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Did I miss anything? Wonderful. Here's what we do next. And then he also was able to dictate that in his email. So it further affirms that he was listening and he was in tune with his consumer. This shit is next level, you guys. This is how every single type of call should go. Now, obviously, you're all going to do it in your own regards, but you need to have a sequence of your intent statement, your discovery confirmation, and then very next steps, you guys. That was textbook. Otis, rapid fire. I got just 1 minute for you, bro. Let's go.
That was fire. I think that we really need to start implementing this back again in coaching. I think maybe last 30 minutes. Vernon, hell of a job. You have to be able to give something. He gave her so much, and you're right. Being the fact that you're on the phone, you have to bring that energy. You can't be down. You can't be too dead. And as long as you can get that first initial push over the phone right there, it sets the tone for whatever. If she believes in you, it's going to be key. And especially what we're going through right now, you're going to catch a bunch of L's with this hot market. So the ability to get them to be confident in you, to see it through, because they can see you through that first deal and then say, peace, Elias, you know, you didn't get me my dream home, and dip out on you. So the more you can get that confidence into your buyers or your sellers to see them through the finish line is going to be key these next few months.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Someone asked for access to the file if you want to just make sure she gets it. Nicole Penland, I didn't forget about you. Rapid fire though, Nicole, what was your contribution?
Oh, I was just going to talk about
Hey, Nicole,
talk about a win from.
There's a lot of background noise.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just talking about my win for January. It's a shared win, but as a parent with all that's going on, I feel extra proud that Nico made honor roll. Woo!
So, my boy. You tell him Uncle E is super, super proud of him, all right?
I will.
Love it. You guys, as we wrap session, once more, Vernon, great job. Kudos to you. You use the word paramount. It's one of my favorite words to use in a presentation. I love that you use that. And Vernon only said one throughout his entire presentation. Your ums and ahs will destroy your presentation. So be conscious, but the only way that you're gonna get better with your ums and ahs is taking the reps. If you're not sitting there practicing the things that we're going to do to help consumers, then how the fuck are you telling yourself that you're an elite player if you spend zero time actually saying this stuff out loud? Like you guys, I practice over and over and over and over and over and over and over again on videos. I practice. So when I at least do it, when I finally put a video out to the public, it's something that they feel like, okay, it wasn't just done haphazardly, that there's some thought behind this and there's some delivery behind this. So Vernon, great job. We'll be doing more of this. We're going to be diving deeper in. We have another script role play session, which is a little bit different, but that's at 10:30 today. So feel free to tap into that session. But you guys, great job today. Love the wins from January. Love the contributions. And I'm going to go to one person that is a guest today. Marissa, I want to hear from you. What's one key takeaway from our time together today? Let's hear from you as a guest.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today, you guys. One key takeaway was actually just listening to that mock conversation. I've actually never really heard someone speak to somebody in a real estate, that's something I need to work on too. That's another takeaway that I just got right now. And so that was actually the first time I've ever seen a real estate conversation happen so seamlessly. So that's one takeaway. And then honestly, using the word I'm definitely going to be working on that as well. Thank you, guys.
You guys check yourself on that. I promise you it will be a game changer and you'll replace an with a pause. Vernon, let's have you take us off the field, big dog.
Man, great call this morning. Excellent way to go into the weekend with some strategies and some inspirations and so forth. I just encourage us to be authentic in your pursuit of being successful in this business, and it starts with you. It starts with tightening up your skill sets. It starts with overcoming the fear and just raising your hand and saying yes. Jump into the lake, and you'll figure out that you can swim when you jump into the water. And so this is the opportunity. This is the water, if you will. This is the big ocean. Just jump in, volunteer. This is the only way that we get better. There's another right there, which is a pause. But from a perspective of a student, I didn't become that fluid overnight. I've contributed to coaching regularly, repetitions all the time, sitting with Elias, getting coached, getting feedback, constructive criticism, and it's helped me to formulate how I engage with the client, both over the phone and in person. So proper preparation prevents a poor performance, and perfect practice will create perfection for you. That's my sentiment. Let's go tackle it this weekend. These are our busy days in the real estate game, Saturdays and Sundays. Get in front of some folks, get out there into the market, follow up with your client base, tap into them, be authentic, be personable. This is an opportunity for us to take over and capture a great percentage of the market share, because so many agents have fallen off in the difficult time in 2023. The market is wide open for the taking. What's going to separate you from everyone else? Let's identify that, and then let's drive that home full throttle. Grace, peace, and blessings to everyone. Love all of you. Looking forward to much success and hearing about our wins on Monday.
I love it. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Peace.
Let's go.